Being about a Halo fan is hard. I'm not to tell y'all that in a private on a Bungie, you probably had a game every year or two or something like that. And this is funny coming from a guy who mainly grew up around the 343 era. Because I was born in 2003, and if you don't know, most of the games came out when I was a young child and didn't know what was going on. But I still played all those games through the ordinary age at all. And I gotta just, you can count all the Halo games on probably two fingers, but when you think about it, 343 took a long time to get their game because they had Halo 4, there's the Halo 4, they had Halo 5, they had Halo Infinite, Halo Wars 2, and if you remember those two mobile games, they had Halo Strike and Halo Assault. What are we doing? Why is it taking them so long to make these games? And when they make it, it's a half-baked product. That product gonna be different than the next one. Halo 4 didn't really have that much going into Halo 5. In fact, they had books and comics books to bridge the gap between the two games. And you wanna know what they did with it? They explained important things or things we learned in the different mode off screen. You remember how we thought we killed the Dada? Oh wait, no we didn't. He came back to life right here. But wait a minute, he didn't come back to life because he died yet again in the same comic book and he was dead officially this time. What are we doing? Or what about in Halo Sworn Ops? We finally learned the Covenant leader. We learned his name was Joe Madama, and we learned what he was looking for on Remnant. And you wanna know what they found? Not Remnant. Man, I'm too upset. On Wicker Rim. And you wanna know what they found on Wicker Rim? They found it. The Genesis key, which was continued in this comic book, which was then pulled away, and we don't know what the absolute record was. And then moving into Halo 5, nothing in the previous game or the comic book series matters. And guess what happened when Halo 5 ended? It didn't matter anyways, because they did a whole soft reboot, changing everything to get directly into Halo Infinite, and everything that was explained between that and the books don't matter. And they did the same exact thing. They said they was gonna give us content, give us story mode DLCs, and they didn't give us DLCs. And now you wanna know what made me spur to make this video? Because I just learned that the next Halo story is a book explaining what happened after the events of Halo Infinite when you finished it. 343. What are you doing? Watch this all the time with y'all. You make a book or something like that to explain important details. You know, you can make books to explain important details. Bungie did that all the time, but there was a difference with how Bungie did and how y'all doing it right now. Bungie did it, you didn't really need the books to understand what was going on. Like, you didn't really need to understand how Chief and Johnson got from the ring to Earth. But the book kind of explains to you how they did that to begin with. You know, that's cool and everything, right? But you don't exactly need to know that information. Halo First Strike, you could skip that book. You'd be perfectly fine moving to Halo 2. That's how the Halo books work. Halo Fall of Reach kind of explains everything from the beginning, and in all of the games they were kind of changed things. It still give you a baseline idea. Halo Ghost of Onyx was something that explains Spartan 3 and also just fill up the universe that didn't really coincide with anything we learned from the games. 343 have not learned how to do that yet. Because while they have some things in the book that could probably be greatly explored inside, you know, the video games, we need to know the books to understand this. I had no idea who Joe Madama was. Oh, that's a lie. I know who he was because I played Spartan Sound. Actually, I didn't play it because I couldn't play it on the 360. So I just watched videos on it and learned who this guy was. And through that, I learned his lore videos and stuff like that because back then, Halo lore was in its prime era. And I learned about him through the Halo lore. And I said, oh man, I can't wait to see more of him. I looked at the important escalation, the Halo escalation books. Oh man, I can't wait to see more of him. Halo 5 begins, and the first thing you do is kill him. You don't even kill yourself. It's in a cutscene, and they just ignore it. And I'm like, okay, well, that was a waste of time. And I recently started reading Halo Glasslands, so just like, you know, one, I want to get better at reading. Two, I want to improve my reading skills so I could be a better writer. That's neither here or there. But when I was reading through that book, and halfway through I got mad because I had to shoot in the hall scene. That would be another video, don't worry. But I couldn't help but notice something. Why was I reading this book when I already know this person's fate? Why did they give Joe Madama so much details in this book, in the next book, only to immediately kill him off in Halo 5? Why did you make these books explain why Halo 4 is Halo 4 when you don't even show it? Because if I'm not mistaken, they make these books to explain how we got from 3 to 4, and you introduce this guy who was meant to be the leader. He don't appear in the game whatsoever. He appears in the supplementary material, Spawn Ops, something that is optional to play, and most people probably didn't play to begin with. Because in the next game, they didn't even bring Spawn Ops back. They didn't even bring Thorn back, even though they wanted to. So what was the point of doing all this when you didn't even just press the leader, and it doesn't matter because you killed them off in the second game, and you basically destroyed the Covenant in the second game. They introduced a banish in Halo Wars 2, and now here's a banish. Uh, I don't know. Every time I think about the 343 Halo, I always get a little bit upset because we could keep playing Halo over and over and over again, but at this point, we gotta accept the Halo is dead. No matter how much we want to bring it back or how much you want to hold on to the old days, it's just dead. They don't know what to do with it. I want to give them hope. I always give them hope. I tried out every single game they had, and I'm still going to read the books that they made. But at this point in time, what are we doing? Everything that could have been good in the game or something we should in the game, they always just turn it into a book, and I don't understand why. Halo Empty Throne itself is good enough. Like, yeah, it give us information we should know. Spoiler alert! I'm just gonna give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So apparently, Halo Empty Throne, which I learned by myself, not learned by myself, but I kind of learned it, even though it was a spoiler. Apparently, the bandits went to Earth and fought Earth fleet and won. And I think they was supposed to destroy Earth before they got distracted by the portal to the Ark. Or the portal to the, yeah, not the Ark, the portal to the domain. That means that 343 had the banish destroy the Infinity and to take another fleet and destroy whatever remains of humanity's fleet. And I'm supposed to wonder where this universe goes next? What's the point in all of this if it doesn't matter in the end? You introduced the Storm Covenant. Humanity was on top for a good few years, probably. And then the bandits come along and they wiped it all out because story reasons. Why should I care where this game is going? It is extremely hard to be a fan because I love Halo and I love the lore and I love the extended universe, but 343 don't know what to do with it. And at this point, they might as well make a reboot because they want to make a Halo CE reboot because apparently when they can't make something good on their own, their best bet is to go capitalize on something that was made before. They remastered Halo CE. They remastered Halo 2, and they're going about to do it again with Halo 1, but make it a whole reboot. And they can't give us what most people want, which is the Halo 3 anniversary. But they want to go back to CE for the second time. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I don't know, I've been on and off with the YouTube thing, and I want to try to be more on it. Things happen, personal things happen, and stuff like that. And I guess I just wasn't right headspace to try YouTube, but here I am now, and this may sound like a fever dream, but let's hope we can get 1,000 or something subscribers before the end of this year, even though I'm basically started on the midway point of this year. If you heard a bird in the background, ignore him. He starts talking when I talk, and I can't really change that. And if you hear the AC, it is hot where I live, so I am sorry for that. And if the microphone quality is bad, I do not have a microphone. I am currently trying to learn how to use a microphone in Adobe Premiere, but that process is a learning curve because, bonus alert, I was supposed to make a Mark Invisible video about the Mark variants, and it was so hard to use Adobe Premiere, and core of that, it's been about 2 months since I recorded that video and wrote the script. So yeah.